Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria and I specifically post videos based around my nursing school journey. I am so excited to be back. I am on week 12 of my fundamentals in my first semester. I know that's been a long time because I think the last video I posted was the week before school, like what I did to prepare myself. And let me tell you, a lot has happened since then. I fully had intentions of being able to post videos maybe once a week, maybe every other if things got a little tough, but my life has been a total whirlwind and I want to share my first impressions about how school is going in the first few weeks to now. So I want to start by saying that I am on week 12. I am totally way more comfortable now. And I want to tell you, if you are in fundamentals right now or getting ready to by the time you see this, I just want you to know that you can do it. It just takes a lot of commitment and a lot of time management. With that being said, I'm going to start back on what my first impression was and maybe talk about a couple of the challenges I overcame, but also the things that really spoke to me and got me through knowing that this was for me. Let's start with week 1. I was so excited, nervous, and I was able to go in with an open mind, willing to learn. Was I totally wrong about what to expect? No. I was expecting it to be a lot right away. I was expecting to have to work really hard at this, but it got really hard really quick for me. First week, I was overwhelmed because there were so many different logins for different sites that correlated with our classes. So firstly, we have lab on Mondays, and we are so blessed because our school allows us still to come in and have our demonstration by instructor and practice on our mannequins and with all the tools and everything we need. I know some people in their schools are not allowing that, and I'm so sorry because I understand simulations are kind of tough because we also do some of those as well. But I do feel really blessed in this area, being able to come in and practice in lab with my classmates for upcoming skills tests. Also, Tuesday is our clinical day, and I love clinicals. I really do. A ton of paperwork goes with it. Let me warn you, make sure you set aside time for doing your clinical paper homework. Starts out okay, and then it just gets tougher and tougher as the semester goes on. I'm expecting it to have a lot more time put into it as all the semesters go on. After clinical, we have Wednesdays, like today, where I have all day off. I sometimes sleep in a little bit, get some things done, but also spend a lot of time studying. Maybe the previous days I would do assignments and such, but definitely studying on these days. And then it rolls into Thursday where we wake up in the morning, I make my coffee, and log on to Zoom. And when we log on to Zoom, we either do lecture over PowerPoints or we do like case studies together in groups of my classmates, whatever homework we need to review, and then we always take an exam. I think we have pretty much every Thursday taken a 50-question exam over our previous material. So then in the first 9 weeks of fundamentals, we had math. I can't say that I didn't expect the math because I know you have to like calculate medications and dosages for people, but there is quite a bit more because when you start IVs and such, you need to know flow rates and everything. I would say the math is mediocre. Definitely suggest brushing up on that because we jumped right into it. We did have like a book and an online source to go into to like practice questions and such, but I personally did really well with the math. That is one thing I know is like X, Y, Z, when things are black and white, I did really well. And I'm super happy because on week 9 we had a math final, and that final helped boost my grade to kind of make up for some of those lecture tests that I was discouraged on and maybe didn't do as well on. So going from there, I forget what week we started pharmacology. It wasn't right away. And the reason why they did this is because they said during the summer when it's condensed, there's not enough weeks to really go over all of the different meds that there are for that. But also they said you don't need a full semester. I can't remember what week, but it was like later, maybe like week 5, 6, I don't really remember, that we started the pharmacology. So just when I was feeling like I was getting caught up, I kind of got everything situated with my flow of studying and doing my assignments, and I finally figured out what to log in to submit things. Of course, we started pharmacology, which is not easy, and it threw me off all over again. Totally threw me off all over again. I had to figure out how to squeeze in making med cards, which would be cards about each medication, so we know, how long they last for in the body, how often you need to give them, like what is the onset, what medications can go together and what can't. It's pretty difficult. You need to spend a lot of time in it. And we also have online modules that we have to go through and test over as well. There's so many each week, and then that goes towards our grade as well. So yeah, I was struggling. I will say, when I was really struggling, I'm very thankful for lab and clinical time, because that is what would remind me that it's okay. I will be okay. This is something that I am passionate about and do want to do. And that's also the time that I could collab a little more with my classmates. And it was also fun. Like, I love my lab time, learning everything. Injections, learning how to assess, learning how to give medications, learning how to change a wound. All these little things that you just didn't know before you entered into this, or maybe you knew a little bit about, and they tell you a bit more. After the next couple weeks, literally by week 8, midterm week, I finally felt like I for sure was grasping the information, grasping the concepts, knowing what to study and when. And after that, I just also was like beginning to reach out more, even to my classmates, to the staff. I love the instructors. They really have done everything they possibly can. They are there for you. They also support you. So between your classmates and your support system at school, plus the support system of my friends and family, I knew I had no reason to not go on in this, because I could do it. Like, so many people believed in me. It made me feel great, and I could do this. Around week 8 or 9 too is when we got to sign up to do flu shots at the drive-thru. One of our instructors was going to be at the drive-thru at the hospital and administer flu shots all day, and she thought, which was a brilliant idea, each half hour she'd have a time slot available for 2 students to come in and administer shots. I'm actually going to insert in here a clip, because I did film a clip of when I got done with it and my thoughts on it, so I will insert that now. I have my phone plugged in right now, so because it's about to die, so I'm really hoping that I can get this said. So today is Wednesday, and today our clinical groups were able to go into the hospital that we're doing our clinical at and do flu shots, flu vaccines in the drive-thru. Look at me, I'm like so smiley. I wasn't when I first got there. We got to help with the flu shot clinic. It was like a beautiful day out. It was a little windy, but I am so glad I signed up to do it because it was optional. And this whole time was like, I have no problems. We practice in lab, but not on any people. So I was like, how is this gonna be? I just like have so much excitement right now, because this was like one of my first like real life like experiences with doing my job, or like what my future job is gonna be. And I was so nervous. I didn't think I was, and I got there and I literally was shaking, like I was trembling. Anyway, it was great. It was pretty easy too. Like, I was surprised. I guess the biggest thing, if you've never injected anything into a live person, is the fact that it's so much easier than on the demo pads. Like, so much easier. I was so nervous. I'm like, what if there's resistance, or what if it feels weird? It like zips in, zips out. We didn't have to aspirate the needle, anything like that. It was all pre-packaged. We just had to stick the needle on with gloves and hand hygiene, everything, and it was great. It was super great. I'm trying to like get down so their headlights aren't on my face. So yeah, it was just so awesome. I was so happy. I'm literally so happy. Today is November 9th, and time has flown by, but today we had lab, and it was practicing for our final skills assessment. So I can't believe it's to this time already. It doesn't seem like that long ago we did our whole physical assessment, and I've been feeling pretty comfortable in my skill of medication administration, injections. We have to do, our advanced skill is either a straight catheter insertion, or it's going to be a simple dressing wound change. Those have a few more steps and everything into it, but pretty comfortable. Honestly, so we're going to get judged on basic skills, which include a lot of CNA skills. Then the intermediate skills, which is all injections. And then advanced, which are those two, catheter, straight catheter, or it's going to be a wound change. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm pretty comfortable in the tougher stuff, but the basic box scares me because there's so many things like transferring a patient, what else? Discontinuing a Foley catheter, adding a sterile item to a sterile field, like all these things. And it's like, oh my gosh, like if you look at the checkoff sheet too for them, there's so many things. But I just feel like I just got to trust myself and know like the things that are important. So today in lab, we did a practice. One of our classmates, she did it like she pulled the random 3 things, one of each category, and went through. And I just felt like it was really nice watching her and seeing how they're gonna evaluate you. And she did really good. She really did so good. There's a few different things we discussed that need to be watched for, but the instructor said that she would have passed. So that gives me great hope. It's not as scary as it seems. And I feel like especially doing my first physical assessment made it even more like less scary to me. So today is a beautiful fall day out. I just picked up Starbucks. I just picked up Starbucks, and it's my vanilla sweet cream cold brew. I actually haven't been drinking it for a while because like recently I just got one of the holiday drinks, so that way I would get the reusable holiday cup. And I've been actually drinking the cold brew with the sweet cream foam lately, but I just kind of went with my regular go-to to kind of get me through the rest of the day. It's 11:45. I did stay quite a bit longer today talking to my classmates. I'm so grateful that I have the group of classmates that I do that are like in my clinical group and in my lab, because I feel like we just like got along from the beginning. I am so thankful for them. If it wasn't for them, it'd be very hard to get through this program. Like there's only so much that you can do yourself. And I remember sitting in front of orientation and boot camp, and they're like, these people in this room are going to be your best friends by the end of this. And I was like, well, you know, I'll get to know people and stuff, but I'm gonna be like so busy, you know, trying to work and do my own thing. No, like joking around with your classmates and talking through everything we're doing and practicing in lab for skills, it has been like the biggest blessing. You don't feel alone. I think that's the biggest thing. You don't feel like you're alone, that you're the only one struggling or the only one challenged. So I couldn't be more grateful for them. So yeah, so the rest of the day I am going to be doing my kind of normal Monday thing. We have like pharmacology discussion that we have to get done. We have usually a homework assignment. It's kind of a new thing. They've been doing a homework assignment that's like a bunch of practice questions coming up for the upcoming test, which is on Thursday. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. You can get a couple points for that sometimes. And then one of my friends is coming over today for coffee this afternoon, so it'll be a nice break for things. Not that I might not need the coffee because I already have one, but totally will need it to like get through the rest of the evening. I have ribeye steaks that need to get used up. They're just like thin ones. I like to buy the thin ones, so I'm gonna cook one of those up. And I just got some vegetables and some fruits and salad stuff at Aldi's really quick, usually on Monday. It's worked really well for me when I get out of lab, grab a coffee, and then go to Aldi's and get a few things. But yeah, so I'm gonna let this go, and we'll see you soon. Bye.